Siemano, siemano, z tej strony ja, czyli Ekalo. Witam was w kolejnym odcineczku z Avowed. Dajemy się do Fiormes Iverno. Chyba 9. odcinek, jak się nie mylę. Coś takiego. Zastanawiam się nad zrobieniem odcinka z Monster Huntera.
The Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way. Captain Alfir of the Steel Garrote. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. While they theorize and do nothing, the sickness spreads. But worry not, envoy. The Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adirian interests when the time comes.
O czym mówi?
We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside. Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Są jakieś roślinki do pozbierania. O. Uda się do Fiormes.
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge your essence.
Tak?
A moment of your time, my friend. Tell me, what wrong?
Your soul is an ancient wonder, but it's tired, my friend. Heavy with the burden of generations and too weak to survive another turning of the wheel. That's the beauty of it. The moment you enter the city. So tell me, how do you...
A spierdalaj, naciągaczka.
Hope you don't start seeing other people's past lives or anything.
Jata, what's the meaning of
To
this?
ty?
Look at
To jest gubernator, ale chyba do niego
can you
zmierzamy.
ignore what's right in front of you? The dream scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike?
Do usług.
Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Dworskie wróżbiarstwo weźmy.
Of course. The Adirian envoy, Ambassador Hilgard, sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now our farms.
Dlatego tu jest.
Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
I like her already.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
O. Trójeczka.
Thank you. It's good to see some sense around here for once.
The time for caution has passed. The failure of our crops will demand swift action.
Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Giatta from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
No najgorszego może się
Are you
wydarzyć.
going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
Dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
Proponuję współpracę.
Really? Unexpected from an Adiran. But how could I refuse an offer like that? Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giatta.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast.
Ruszajmy.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you
Czekajcie, to muszę
haven't
zrobić
even
małe cięcie.
tried.
A nie zrobię
Now
pauzy.
limp back to your
O, zrobię. Zaraz jestem. Dobra.
giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroll.
No, mieliśmy punkciki wydać postaci. No tak. Umiejętności. Chyba, że w to damy. Damy tutaj. Jakbym ten punkt zresetował? Czekajcie. Łowcy tu jedno, tu jedno. A, musimy to kupić, kurwa. No to chuj. Towarzyszach też muszę odnowania. Co by mu tu dać? O, to mu kupimy. Też ulepszymy mu. Postać. Dajmy wyobrażenia. Potwierdź. Możemy lecieć dalej. Myślałem, że nie muszę w tego pierwszego dawać, ale jak trzeba, to trzeba, co nie?
As I had planned.
To jest giatą.
What did...
Ale giat.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giatta, some manners, if you please.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
Musi mieć swoje powody.
I can think of one. He's an entitled little worm who can't stand to be proven wrong.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Missiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
Nadal możemy walczyć z ceną zarazą.
We'll have fewer resources to work with, but anything's possible. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want, on my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
Jak to?
I have plans for this
kurwa.
island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. We haven't even gotten started and we're already talking about ethics. I can tell I'm going to like you. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
Neczka.
Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by...
Pozwól jej dokończyć.
I don't even know. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave your Missiverno. Forever.
Do przemyśleń.
As much as I would love that, we're already out of time. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. I hope so, because we're running out of options. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time
O
we
Jezus, iloma się postaciami trzeba
Godlike,
skonsultować.
Imperial
To jest
envoy,
najbliżej. Ten.
research assistant.
Get thrown out of the pub.
Gin, kurwa. Ej, aż w Hogwarts Legacy bym sobie zagrał.
Founded machine. Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
Razem z Giattą.
Giada.
Badamy to.
What a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. Copper allows greater power modulation through shaping, but Adra has the potential to store more essence. I could use a large single block of Adra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgon queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgon in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgon queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Adragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Książeczka. Dobra, lecimy do kolejnego koleżki. Uzyskaj serce Adragany. Nie, pierw porozmawiajmy ze wszystkimi. Bo jak będę miał biegać po mapie gdzieś, kurwa, no to już jakby za jednym razem wszystko zbierzemy. Metrów. Bliziutko. Ale tu jest kurwa jakiś taki filtr żółtawy nałożony, co jest? Niby ta mgła jest, ale nie wygląda to dobrze.
Gotcha.
Zapomniałem, że mam pistolet w sumie. Pomidor. A.
Just wait.
Chodzące grzyby. A to się nie miało odbijać od celów? Chwila, post umiejętności. Potężne ataki przy mocy różki ulegają odbiciu. Czy to się wyklucza? Nie wiem.
Take a moment, people.
Nie wyklucza, to gra powinna mi to zablokować, nie? Jep. To jakiś tartak z tego, co rozumiem?
This place could
A
use a
nie,
room or two.
to jest statek robią.
Maybe a
Beczki.
team of carpenters.
Meh.
Do anything wrong?
No, kolejna. No i po co ja mam robić poboczne, jak mi gra nagrada co chwila, o. Czy dostałem jakąś zbroję właśnie? Tak. No to jest ciężki pancerz. Nie wiem, Fredim se polatamy na razie. O kurwa.
The great mystery is...
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend?
Mrugnij do nich, wyrażając niezrozumienie.
Remy, take a note. The endangered godlike's vacant gaze betrays an unquenchable thirst for violence. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giata must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giata needs to finish her research. Deal?
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go round the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Who wouldn't? My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us?
Słucham.
It's a simple question. You have a fragment of a god inside of you. All we have are silent, unsympathetic gods, and a lifetime of unanswered prayers. So, you believe we need your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Very optimistic, aren't we? I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giata wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Dobra, poproszę na miłość boską. O, dawajcie te złe.
There's no cure for the Dream Scourge, much in the way that there's no cure for an avalanche.
Giata will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
To Adra ma wspólne... Znaczy... Która no w sumie... Nie, kończymy na tym.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step...
Hurry, before they change their minds.
Skonsultuj się z Elią.
Might have dozed off there for a bit. Were any of those words the ones we needed?
Tak, tu mamy obóz. Ez. Nie musimy biec. A mogę coś ulepszyć? Gdzie jest to? O. Nie mam szpon chlei. To nic zbytnio nie ulepsza. Mega.
Listen.
Rzemiosło. Wytwórz. Ale tu jest crafting uciążliwy. Nie, ja na nie co tu robię, wyjebane. Być tutaj.
The armored mask. We dream of steel and shard earth and flame. The memory binds.
No, pierdu.
Flee from her. We fear. For us. For you. Blazing ire. It burns and feeds upon itself. Pain through the smoke, we recall. You are not safe with her.
Martwisz się bez powodu.
Fog, A swirling haze of fear. The mist chokes. She hurt us. We only remember pain. The canopy stretches over the sprout to keep it safe. Steer clear of the scourging fire, or extinguish it. Cull or tend, the bear's blood nourishes the earth. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen, have care, have care.
Dobra, mogę iść dalej? Głosie? Super, dziękuję. Pierdoli głupoty od życia. Jak chuj chce mnie wykorzystać, przecież zmienia zdanie, kurwa, jak tutaj prawie.
Over here! One for you! Wait a minute. Armor isn't broken. Wrong time. Not now.
Jeb. Mogę iść
More
dalej?
of this stuff.
Chyba tak.
Has anyone figured out how to get rid of it?
Nice work.
Yeah.
Why is it somehow worse when revenants aren't
O
trying
jest
to kill you?
kurwa. Nie wygląda najlepiej. Ziomek, wszystko dobrze? Chyba jest zbyt zajęty zbieraniem.
A godlike in Emerald's Den.
Dobra, Elia,
I'd
co
offer
powiesz?
to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day.
Co proszę?
Beatrice, you know, the one with her viscera on display? As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse farm.
Oh, and what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. They get 3 meals a day and a comfortable home. What more could they ask for?
I mean, miners in Solace don't have it that good.
Now, Beatrice, she's being a real problem, if you can believe it. Would you be a dear and reach into her guts? Feel around for anything that doesn't belong. Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor! I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town? He's a bigger fool than I thought. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. Yes, quickly and mercifully if you can. Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of the flock. Someone needs to put a poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
When a Revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has come. Thank you for understanding. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be. Just be gentle.
So,
delikatny?
Revenant.
Tobie tego kurwa rozsadzę.
And this is why I don't take pets.
Rozsadzę go. Zostanie z niego palec. Te okna miały być otwarte. To jakoś tu wejść do góry, nie? Pewnie. Kurwa. Jestem upośledzony. Ja. No to obejść. O.
Let's go. You're mine now.
Nie budź.
That's one for us.
Zgłoś się do Eli. Ela! Ela, jakie ty tu kurwa rzeczy chowasz przede mną?
I saw you reach into Beatrice. Find anything interesting? Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. I'll be fine. I've lost so many revenants over the years, and I'm always such a wreck afterward. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it, the exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge, they have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
O, kolumna Adry, no.
Quite right. A broken clock is right twice a day, after all. Adra is a conduit for essence. So maybe you'll find a connection between the essence and the Dream Scourge. Like the rings of a tree. A very old Adra pillar could remember its last brush with the Dream Scourge. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say.
Nic nie wiem.
Animancers tug at the curtain between life and death. But only death can draw it open to reveal that truth. You and Giat are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare.
Dobra, no i sprawa załatwiona.
Really have been
Zostało nam załatwić serce Adragany, które jest... Ej, dobra, ta mapa jest trochę większa. I pójdziemy sobie tam już w kolejnym odcineczku. Już mamy 32 minuty, mamy godzinę 12, a ja na 15 muszę odcinek wypuścić. Weźmy sobie tą skrytkę. Ja was bardzo serdecznie żegnam. Do następnego. Cześć!